Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the A to Z Sports Game Day Live halftime show where the Dallas Cowboys are up 30-17 after a Dak Prescott touchdown to not Blake Jarwin, but Dalton Schultz for his record-tying 36th touchdown of the season, tying Tony Romo for most touchdown passes in a regular season by Dallas Cowboys quarterback. We kind of were talking here, what do you do here in the second half? Do you come back out and try to break it, or do you think this is it for them, for the first team offense as they go into the second half?
I think had this team, Gardner Minshew doesn't eat the ball 3 times and the punter shanks it, if they didn't get that touchdown before the half, I think this was a situation where you might have marched them back for maybe a series or 2 in that third quarter. But I like to believe a 13-point lead heading into halftime with this squad. They've kind of found their rhythm.
We said we wanted to see it go in the hoop.
They've seen the ball go in the hoop. I think now, coming out of halftime, you say, now I don't know how much confidence you have in the defense right now.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But I'm saying, all right, 13-point lead. They're already in their backups. I think we've done enough to be able to say, to pull our starters. Now you guys go and earn your pay. You're professionals as well. Right. So you guys go out there and earn your pay and finish this game out and try to leave out of here with a victory.
Yeah, I think offensively we've seen everything we were kind of asking of the team to show, right? Dak Prescott, 16 for 21, 244 touchdown passes. Zeke and Clement have run the ball well. Zeke is 9 carries, 56 yards. Finally bust off a 20-yarder for the first time since week 9. They're averaging well over, let me see here, 6.3 yards per carry. And then on offense, in regards to the passing game, Amari Cooper, 5 receptions, 79 yards, and 7 targets in the first half. And really should have had a touchdown. Coop knows that was on him. He should have just caught the ball and dragged his feet as opposed to jumping. They're even getting Dalton Schultz and Ced Wilson involved. How about Ced Wilson, y'all? Listen,
just know I was on Team Ced Wilson way back. And everybody's trying to talk me off. Oh, no, when Gallup come back, I want to re-sign Gallup. I'm just saying.
I've been with you, man.
It seemed like when you add Ced Wilson to this offense, things just click a little better.
They do, and it's a weird thing.
I don't know.
It's weird when we're saying, and we're trying to tote this line, because we understand Gallup, right? He's a good player, but this offense just operates differently with Ced Wilson. And, guys, I know who we're playing, but I'm going to say this, like I said 2 weeks ago. It's not really who you're playing. It's how you're playing.
Correct.
It's not really, who you're playing. It's what we're doing with Cedric Wilson. A lot of at-snap motion that got you the touchdown. Yep. A lot of pre-snap motion. He's working the middle of the field very well. He's extremely short-handed. I mean, not saying Gallup isn't, but this guy just looks better for this offense.
Cedric Wilson, when you talk about, catch range, he has – if not the best, one of the best catch ranges. And when I say catch, the ability to catch the ball.
Catch radius,
Catch radius in all sorts of angles. And his hands are he has really good hands. And his catch radius is stupid.
I mean, if you want to think about some of the best catches that aren't splash plays, Cedric Wilson has them this year. He does. I mean, you think about the 4th down play against the Patriots back earlier in the season. Yep. That was a clutch catch. He had a couple clutch catches today. Just really short-handed. And, I just think he opens this offense up in a different way. So don't think about who they're playing. Just think about what they're doing, the process in it. So Ced Wilson gets involved. You're getting Blake Jarwin getting his feet wet. Yeah, he dropped that ball at the end, but this is why you want him to play
Absolutely.
In this game. He's got a couple targets. Corey Clement looked like he's running hard as well. And then you got CeeDee Lamb, who made that tough catch over the middle for a 31-yard gain. So I'm seeing things offensively, Jesse, that I'm like, okay, I wanted you guys to get in this rhythm. I wanted you guys to get some momentum. I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, but it doesn't matter. As a player, you want this going into the postseason.
We knew coming into this game that what was going to be on the field for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. We knew that. And we knew that when you have those kind of guys on the field, here's what you should do with them. If I'm having starters out there and they're having backups, then we should abuse them. I should have my guys out there running their routes. We should be completing the pass. We should be having the running lanes that we need so that we can kind of find some momentum and find some offense. I think they did a good job of that in this first half. 30 points in the first half. That's
Yeah.
That's back on par to what the Cowboys are offensively. There's still some things here and there that you look at Dak Prescott and you're saying, hey, you're double clutching the ball and people are still working out the line of scrimmage that I can get my hands up on some of the passes. Some of this drop seemed a little bit shorter than they're actually supposed to be.
I didn't like that one drop. It was weird.
There's still things to nitpick in that, but the fact that you're able to see that groove kind of get back in play a little bit for the offense.
That's all you ask for.
It's all you ask for.
Yeah.
It's encouraging. But on the other hand.
Yes. The other side of the ball is not as encouraging. And again, both sides, I am going to take it with a grain of salt, but it's not about who you're playing. It's about how you're playing.
I made a comment before we started this, while we were doing the pregame show, and you asked me, well, what do you want to see? Mm-hmm. I said health, right? I want to see health get there, but I want to see what this team was up front defensively without the young lion. Can I retract that statement? Because in his first half, I no longer want to see this defense without the young lion in there, because it looks to me of shades of what a defense turned into when Sean Lee was missing football games. Now, I don't think this must be a Penn State thing, right? I don't think Micah Parsons is as bodily fragile as Sean Lee.
No.
So I'm going to keep the hope that outside of COVID, Micah Parsons is going to play majority of the games because he won't be injured. But if this is any indication of what life could potentially look like if Micah Parsons is not in, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's tough for me. I've been struggling with this throughout the first half when we were having this conversation throughout the game. We talk ball throughout the game, by the way. It ain't just coming on here talking it. To me, this has shades of Denver, where they're out scheming you in a way, and we don't have an answer for it. And your answer really was Micah. He was an eraser. He is an eraser. He is an eraser. And so in Denver, if you recall, we had a ton of tackles for loss that Micah was involved in, but they also got a lot of tackles or a lot of long gains on you because they just out-leveraged you at one point, and we struggled with that. I said this before. I wanted to see how Leighton and Neal would handle the RPO, would handle the read option. I thought Jalen Hurts was going to play.
Right.
We ain't handling it well without Jalen Hurts. So I'm with you. I don't want to see it anymore without Micah with the read option and RPO situation. So, Micah involved will help kind of contain that, because at the end of the day, those read options and RPOs, they're going to hit you from times, but they're hitting you every time. Kenneth Gainwell is averaging 7.9 yards per carry. Jason Huntley has 2 carries averaging 9.5 yards per carry. I'm not even counting Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts. And we're not talking about
Jalen Reagor.
Jalen Reagor. I'm talking about the running backs.
Yep.
And it's purely schematic, and you can't figure it out. They're just waiting, and cutting right back, and no one's there. I saw a play where, was it Wilson, didn't contain the edge well, and they wouldn't score the touchdown. So, yeah, it's as encouraging as it is on the offense side of the ball, it's a little bit discouraging to me what I'm saying defensively.
For me as well, you have opportunities that you want to see guys make. We talked about boss man fat Kelvin Joseph coming in today. Opportunity for an interception that they didn't get turned into a touchdown. And these are the little things that you look at in the course of a game, and you're saying, man, if you make that play, we have a momentum swing, our offense gets an extra possession, and you were in position to make it.
Yeah.
Make the play, because when you give teams another opportunity, and this is a backup team, and they turn your missed opportunity into another opportunity to go and score a touchdown.
I mean, look at the momentum that it's having for that team. I mean, Gardner Minshew's out here talking trash, man. Their third and fourth and fifth string guys are out here talking trash and celebrating on your defense, right? And you don't want to see that. I don't give a dang if the backups or not is in there. And this is why I think when people come at Trayvon Diggs, and I don't want to make this about Diggs, you see why those turnovers are so important.
Correct.
They went down there and scored a touchdown and got up on you. Again, not who you're playing, how you're playing. Okay? If that happens in the postseason, that could change. That could make things hard on you for the rest of the game. We've seen Dallas is undefeated, if I'm not mistaken, when they score first. They're 2-5 when they don't.
Right.
So you don't want to get into the postseason and drop those opportunities. So, and it looked like Gardner was kind of picking Kelvin Joseph in that first quarter or two.
Yeah, and he was, because he was saying, listen, that's my number one wide receiver. We want to get him the ball as much as he possibly can. And so, Rook, here's what you got to deal with. That's another rookie that he was playing up against. He wasn't even playing an experienced, wide receiver. But more concerning than what's happening or what's not happening on the back end, these guys are getting pushed around up front.
Yeah, DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory are playing. Carlos Watkins, Osa, they're playing.
Basham, all these guys that we've seen
Armstrong,
all year long are in this game playing against backup offensive linemen and backup running backs and a backup quarterback. And at the half, we're not talking about the entire game. At the half, this team has almost 90 yards rushing. They have 94. They have 94 yards rushing.
Even more concerning, we're averaging over 6 yards per carry.
And that's what I'm like. That's something like you would. I thought coming into this game that you would see this defensive front kind of hold their own a little bit. They're not really getting. They got 2 sacks, but they're not like really making Gardner Minshew uncomfortable. Like, I don't think they're making him to have a backup quarterback and a backup offensive line. I expected Randy Gregory and Tank and those guys to make Gardner Minshew much more uncomfortable in the pocket, make him have a lot of bad throws, make this offense not like has the ability to operate. But they're getting pushed around up front, and you made a comment about how things are going bad up front when guys on the back end
are leading your team in tackles.
When your safeties and your DBs are leading your team in tackles, that's telling you that things aren't quite going the way you want them to go up front, because they're running the football at will, where they want to, anytime they want to.
Kelvin Joseph is has 7 tackles. He leads the team right now in the first half. Real quick, second half adjustments second half things I want to see. I'm gonna just start off where we left off, and that's the back end making opportunities, taking advantage of opportunities when they're there. And I want to see this front 7, like you said, because that's really the most important factor. We're without J-Ron, Trayvon Diggs, Anthony Brown. It's understandable if you have issues back there,
right,
but you're full strength up front with your horses. So I kind of want to see them, if they come back out to start, enforce their will a little bit.
I agree. I'm right there in the lines with you. I want to see those guys be nasty up front. I want to see them really push the pocket. I want to see them shut down that running game and make things more difficult for Gardner Minshew in the second half, and he'll give up more of those opportunities like he did to Kelvin Joseph.
He absolutely will. All right, and number one thing, though, get out of this game healthy.
Yes.
That's the number one thing. All right, Cowboys Nation, return back. The Cowboys are up 30-17 at halftime. Come on back to the post-game show, the final post-game show of the regular season. Jesse Alley, Skywalker still, and I just saw the kicker, and we didn't even bring him up, but we got to talk about him in the post-game show again, because this is getting ridiculous. But come on back, guys, and hopefully it's a good post-game show. Nothing crazy happens here, because y'all don't want to see me unhinged. All right. We'll get with y'all later. Peace.